Hey guys, my name's Jamin. Thanks so much for visiting my channel. In this video, I have a Lenovo Thinkbook 16, the Gen 6 Intel model. I'm going to show you how to get inside, access your fan and your heatsink assembly. So first thing guys, power down the computer the correct way. Make sure it's off and unplugged from the charger. We're then going to flip it over to access your bottom case screws. Now you have a total of 9 screws. These 4 along this edge here, these screws actually come out. The rest of the screws, these 3 on top and these 2 in the middle, those screws are going to stay in the bottom case even though they've been unscrewed from the threading. After that, I found it easiest to use my pry tool and start from the back and pry this edge up first and then work my way down the sides towards the front. I recommend a plastic pry tool because metal will tend to scratch this case a bit more. Go all the way around, and if you get stuck in one spot, just leave it, go to the other side, and pry it up from this seam right here. Once you get your bottom case off, this is what you're looking at for the inside of your computer. Now, as a general computer repair side note, guys, whenever I'm working on a computer in my shop, it's sitting on an anti-static mat. Either that or an anti-static bracelet are great ideas to avoid damaging the computer you're working on. If you need any help with any tools or supplies for your computer project, as well as any replacement or upgrade parts for this specific model, Thinkbook 16, there'll be a link above. Also below in the description, it'll take you to a list of all those replacement upgrade parts, as well as the tools and supplies you may need to work on this computer. Now, before touching anything in a computer, you want to at least unplug your battery first. It makes the computer safer to work on when as little power as possible is running through it. So here's your battery right there. It's held in by 5 screws. You got these 3 on top, these 2 near the bottom corners. And after you remove those screws, it plugs into the motherboard right here. Now, as with any cables in a computer, try to avoid pulling on the cables when at all possible. Manipulate just the plug if you can. So this one didn't have very large grips. You can try to use a pair of pliers to grab it, but you may have to grip those wires very, very securely. Try to get as much of your finger on the black plug as you can and gently, slowly wiggle that out to get that out. Okay, so now that the battery has been removed or at least unplugged, it's safe to proceed deeper into the computer. This is your single fan here, attached to your heatsink assembly that comes over here, over the CPU, and your vent right there. Now over here is your RAM, and there's a black guard over it that will actually expose more of the heatsink assembly. So we're gonna go ahead and take this black guard off. So there's your heatsink assembly. You've got 3 screws here, and then you got some screws on the fan, and the fan plugs into the motherboard right here. And just like I mentioned earlier, try not to pull on wires in a computer, especially fan wires. These are very fragile, very easily broken. You can see the grip on either side of that plug. So use your fingernails if you can get it in there. What I did is I use a small flat plastic pry tool to slowly jimmy that out one side at a time. But that's how you can get your fan out. That's how you can access your heatsink assembly. If you guys are in here because of an overheating issue, or if you're here to reapply thermal paste, there'll be a video link above. Also below in the description, it'll be a tutorial in how to address an overheating computer. You want to clean out your fan, clean out your vent, and if you are reapplying thermal paste, you definitely want to clean all the old stuff off very well. You don't want new paste on top of old paste. And then when you put new paste down, you don't want too much. So again, there'll be a video link below. It'll be a tutorial in how to do that inside a computer. But that's this video. That's how you access your heatsink assembly and your fan in the Thinkbook 16. So that's the video, guys. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, check out the FAQs below in the description. It could save you some time getting an answer. If you do need to leave me a question or comment, please do. I do try to get to those a couple times a day at least. To support the channel, please remember to like and share, subscribe if you enjoy this type of DIY tutorials, and for those of you that want to support the channel a little further, you can always leave a small donation, and there's a couple ways to do that. First, right below the video to the right-hand side, you'll see the Super Thanks button. You can click on that. You can select a tip amount here. Second way, you can use your Cash App. Find me at $PC Helper. You can leave a dollar amount and you can even leave a little note. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video.